Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kiro Show here. Now then, I am so sorry for not recording. I have just been a little, oh my gosh, I don't even know the best way to describe it, but I ordered something from Japan called Tokyo Treat. It's a premium box. It finally arrived and it's been sort of late for quite a while, and I finally got it. And it is so cool but so weird. I have like a jelly soda, like a jelly cream soda, a DIY ice cream kit, chocolate chips. Well, not chocolate chips, but well, yeah, actually chocolate chips, like potato chips that are plain, but they have like chocolate on them. It's so weird. But anyways, now, sorry about that. Like I legitimately have never heard of any of this stuff, and it's so amazing. Anyways, when we last left off, let me get my glasses. Let's see. Deku had just been introduced to Toru, Kirishima, and I was thinking about adding another person to this list, but thinking about it, it would be very difficult to distinguish who should I put. Now, I can think about that, but how about you guys decide? Now, basically, they will be coming from a different city, and it can be one of the Class 1A students. If not, one of the Class 1B students. I've been trying to think about it, and it would be very cool just to bring another person in. So, who should it be? I was trying to figure out if I should bring in... Well, I already have someone on this list for later. I didn't want to introduce them yet, but... Anyways, let us continue. But yeah, just leave in the comments who you guys want me to bring in. I will actually tally up how many votes we got. Now, let us continue. Deku, Kirishima, and Toru, they're all talking, and Kirishima has actually been showing off quite a bit of his new abilities. He's actually saying that his power is essentially he just needs to control it more and actually essentially get strong enough to control the amount of rocks that's covering his body. Deku, they are asking him exactly what his ability really is. Like, you said you touched that guy and you got his power, right? As Toru would immediately just say then, how about a deal? If you can catch me with that paper trail, then you can essentially use my neon. Deku would just say he didn't mean to take that guy's essentially access that guy's power, but if she's gonna let him, then he agrees. As Toru would just say great and immediately start running off. She actually runs off, and she runs off the side of a building and just begins going as fast as she can. She's essentially doing an endless neon trail. Basically, the only bad side being is she needs to have the stamina to do so. Now, as she's running away, Kirishima just tells Deku that, well, you better go after her, as Deku immediately just says, oh, he's got this, as he immediately just goes to the side of the building, takes some smoke from the nearby essential area, and immediately just goes upwards. As he does so, he immediately just starts dashing after her, and he's actually using his smoke power to actually give him boosts like Bakugo. As he's doing that, he would immediately just think, okay, let's do this, as he actually looks through his pocket, absorbing the paper. Let's just say that he at least had like a thing written down in his pocket. He at least had like a piece of paper for drawing, because let's be honest, Deku would always draw heroes. But Deku's kind of been getting a little into drawing differently. Now, as soon as he does this, he's immediately just starts using his paper dash, as he's actually chasing after her. She would see Deku, and she just gets faster. Essentially saying that she's not going to make this easy on him, this is actually just been a light workout. as she immediately just runs through a corner thinking that she lost Deku. She immediately hears something behind her, and she turns around to see Deku with his hand outstretched as he actually tags her. As soon as he does so, he sees everything that's happened to her and essentially a lot of her life, along with actually seeing more information about why conduits are dangerous. As he starts thinking more about this, he's thinking that, wait, we, huh? As Toru looks at Deku, she asks him if he's okay. Deku would just say that he'll be fine, it's just, um, never mind. As she's confused as to what she saw, he's just saying that he's not sure himself, but as he immediately turns around, saying, "You're it," and just running off with Neon. He actually wouldn't be able to get very far with this, as Neon essentially is a very big power draining thing. She's only able to catch him because they've been limiting this to an entire city block. Basically like an entire street. So, it's not that big of a deal, but it's still quite draining. Now, as she's chasing him down, people are actually watching as these two blurs are flying by. People are confused, thinking that people have the same conduit? That's not... Huh? As Deku accidentally bumps into someone, or... Not, he can't bump into people, never mind. He's made of light. He immediately just goes through someone, actually confusing them. They are trying to figure out what's going on. Deku would eventually get back to Kirishima, and he would say that that was pretty easy, and they would immediately be scolded by the teachers, saying that they should not have done that, if not even left. Oh, Deku, you can't use your conduit like that. You can't just go around copying people's powers without permission. As this is when Toru actually runs up, saying that he didn't do it without permission. She actually said if he can catch her, he can use it. Now, they would immediately just say that that is... Oh my gosh, you kids are gonna kill us one day. Huh? Nothing, never mind. As they would have said this. They would have said this. Deku, he would go to school the next day. People are actually really intrigued as Deku has been gone from school for about a week or two. Bakugo would actually say, "So, Deku, what have you been doing for the last 2 weeks? I haven't seen you." "Ah, hey Bakugo, or hey Kachan, I actually did figure something out about my quirk." As Deku is immediately saying that he's figured out a bit more about his quirk, or not quirk, he's figured out more about his conduit, so it's actually pretty cool. Bakugo would just say that he doesn't believe Deku, as Deku would immediately just pull out a piece of paper, saying that this is essentially one of the things he learned how to do. However, it was by accident, as Deku immediately just absorbs the paper and immediately starts dashing around the entire school using its abilities. People aren't really sure how to feel about this because Deku's creating quite the mess. He would go on saying that, oh, this isn't even one of the things, as he immediately tries finding something that's neon. He would find that the only thing that's neon in the room is a pencil, and he would try absorbing it. But as soon as he does, he actually finds that he can't use the neon abilities. But his hands do glow like the neon. Huh? What? Oh, Izuku, you have to absorb... I think you have to absorb massive amounts of it. Or at least a big enough pool of it. As Deku would just say that, oh, okay, I guess so? As he immediately just asked Bakugo to throw an explosion at him. Bakugo would do so as Deku would absorb the smoke, putting out the fires that his explosion could cause. As he does so, Bakugo immediately just watches as he immediately just starts using his smoke powers even more. as Deku now has the ability, he would just tell Bakugo to essentially try and hit him, as Deku immediately just keeps turning into a giant pool of smoke anytime Bakugo throws an explosion. Now, as he's doing this, Bakugo is actually watching as Deku is doing all this, and he gets even more annoyed. Now, I would cut to a couple years later, but I did want to at least include this little part. Eventually, after a couple of different time, or a lot of different time, different. Brain, you do not want to work with me, do you? After some time, they would have found out what to do, because these three meeting up a lot would actually not be very easy to do. Since hybrids are more of a thing and Deku doesn't seem to be one, they would think that Deku, his power is very nice and powerful, since he basically can copy other people's abilities. Now, after saying that, people are actually wondering if Deku can copy more than that. Deku would just go on saying that he was able to copy Toru's, but she let him, so he thinks that he might just need to train these different powers. If not try and train his pool. Because he notices that it usually takes up a lot of different power or stamina whenever he tries doing certain things. So, you would just see Deku. He is usually at the playground, but sometimes you just see him just shooting cans off of not a bench, but I want to say railing, but that's still not right. Anyways. Deku would eventually see Kirishima one day after school, and Kirishima actually asked Deku if they can try training. Because with his abilities, he believes that he can be a better hero. Now, before anyone says that Kirishima never wanted to be a hero, I want to just say that in the manga, the only reason he doesn't do so is because when he first used his quirk, he actually gave himself the scar above his eye. So he just didn't use his quirk until currently in the anime, he saw the whole event with Mina protecting people. So that's whenever he started training. Now, that that's out of the way, this is essentially the divergence in timelines. Well, not right now, but that Kirishima and this one. Now then, they are actually all talking, and Kirishima wants Deku to copy his own ability, which people are somewhat saying is not a good idea. Deku would just say that it's fine as long as, essentially, he's allowing me to. Deku would copy it, and he actually sees a lot of what Kirishima has gone through, and a lot of different things, along with hearing a bit more information. Now he's still trying to put it together in his head as Deku now essentially has Kirishima's abilities. He immediately goes to try and absorb something, but he's trying to figure out what he exactly needs to absorb. As he tries absorbing the rocks, he would find that these somewhat work, but it's kind of weird. So Deku immediately just, essentially, he gives up after a minute, and Kirishima tells him that that's not how he uses it. He needs to do this, as he somewhat goes over to the ground, and he immediately just touches everything, breaking things down, and essentially mixing the gravel, the rocks, and the sand from the playground to make a concrete mix. As he does so, he absorbs it, and tells Deku that now, it should be fine. The hard part about his essential, conduit is that the way he uses it, he essentially needs to have a constant supply of concrete. So one thing he does is he just breaks down whatever he uses immediately after he uses it, basically allowing him to keep it endlessly. As soon as Deku hears this, he just thinks that that's actually very very smart, and he immediately tries using it. He would immediately just try with a lot of different things, and he finds that a concrete shot is actually more effective than a smoke shot, saying that these abilities are very, very weird, but at least having them is very nice. As he tells Kirishima that he'll try and figure out more things they can do, but it might be a bit hard for now since he's essentially trying to balance his conduit and Toru's conduit. But he'll figure it out. Now, as soon as he does say this, Kirishima would just say that that's fine as Bakugo comes running up, saying that that's nothing, his quirk will be better. In fact, he challenges Deku. Deku would just say to Bakugo that he's not fighting him with Kirishima's power. In fact, as he switches back to smoke by just absorbing the pops out of Bakugo's hands, he says that, "How about I fight you with the one I originally awakened, or my original power?" And as soon as Deku says this, Bakugo actually accepts the challenge, not realizing that if Deku just absorbs the smoke out of his explosions, you're taking the heat out of them. Now, as soon as that happens, Bakugo and Deku are actually fighting, and people are watching as Deku just likes to do this one little thing where he throws a punch as soon as someone goes to counter, he immediately just goes behind the person and actually attacks them then, essentially making it to where no one can attack him. But Deku, he would actually get hit by Bakugo and essentially use up enough smoke to where he has to wait and absorb Bakugo's. As he does that, he immediately gets annoyed and very angry with Bakugo because he just will not shut up about how he's better and stronger than everyone. Deku immediately just lifts himself up into the air, and he immediately just goes as high as he can going above the school. People see this, and then Deku, he immediately just smirks thinking, well, he says that his explosions are all great, but I wonder how he'll react to this. As Deku immediately comes down, he actually smashes his fist into the ground, creating the Orbital Strike special move. As you just hear the loud burst, it blows away all the windows, and actually impresses a lot of people, along with making some heroes show up actually questioning what happened. Kirishima is standing there behind a cement wall as Toru is standing next to him. They are just saying that that guy got mad and basically tried fighting their friend. He was just defending himself. The heroes would see Deku and they see all the devastation and damage, asking if he has an explosion quirk. Deku would say no, he essentially has a conduit. Oh, my mistake. Do you have an explosion conduit? No. He has the explosion quirk, as he immediately points over to Bakugo. But I did agree to the fight, and it was actually me who caused that last blast, as he walks over to Bakugo, holding his hand out, picking him up. Now, he doesn't get that odd feeling, but he does know that Bakugo essentially might trust him a little bit better now, as Bakugo would just say, "Well, I didn't expect you to beat me, but that last move was actually pretty impressive. Closest thing you can make to an explosion, huh?" "Well, not yet." "Oh, really? Is that a challenge, Deku?" "Oh, it sounds like one, Bakugo." "Oh, so no more of that childish nickname. Okay then, Midoriya." As that is where I'm leaving this part off of, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna go cook some food real quick, and that is probably going on right now as I am probably sitting down to eat it as this video gets up. Because these take so long in my video editor, it's annoying. Alright guys, have an amazing night and I hope you enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys in the next part.